Alright, we're going to try this thing again. Our technology want to act funny on us. It's just horrible. So I'll wait briefly for my sisters to rejoin. We'll try this again. We're going to see if it works. Okay, I see you. Like, what the freak? This thing making me mad now. Like, for real. Who does this mess? Facebook, why you won't let us be great? T, you want to try to go live on yours? Well, no. This really do suck. Okay. Okay. I'm working on it. I see you up here in the top corner. But it don't want to work for us. Okay. So, I guess, yeah, we'll keep it like that. We'll keep talking, and I guess you just, chime in on the comments. I assume. This sucks. But, anywho, so, we were talking about sisterhood. Kalisha was saying that sisterhood is about knowing and understanding that your sister is busy. I'm on my phone. I might need to switch to my computer. Maybe. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But so we understand that sisterhood is creating that space. And when you create that space, you allow each other to grow. Yeah, you allow them to grow. And when you allow your sister to grow, that creates space for you to really I'm getting ready to try. It's okay. It really allows you to grow. So with that, I wanted to kind of go into knowing that sisters are busy, right? When your sister is busy and you know that your sister is busy, like, you can't demand your sister's time, right? So a lot of times when your sister is busy, that is God, the Most High, and your ancestors' way of telling you to process it on your own. I'm working on my computer, Kalisha, while I'm talking. But really, like, just creating that space and really working on your own. Because a lot of times, a lot of situations that we go through isn't necessarily for the next individual. It's for you, and your sister can't be the one to always give you the input or the output. You get what I'm saying? You have to pull from the inside. You have to pull from the inside of yourself. So I've found many times that when your sister is busy or when someone is busy, that is the Most High's way of letting you know that You are to sit down and process by yourself. Not with everyone else, not with your sister. This is the time for you to listen, right? Go back into what I was saying earlier. Listen. You have to listen to understand and not listen to respond. So when we do that, we hold that space. So I want to kind of discuss that. When your sister is busy, right? Knowing that your sister is busy, you can't demand her time. Because we all have our own families. We all have our own lives. I'm really working hard on this thing, guys. I'm working hard on getting my sister on this live. But yeah, just creating that space. Creating that space and allowing. So I want to kind of go into business, right? Sisterhood and business. We have jobs, we have careers, we are entrepreneurs, we have businesses. We're all busy women. We always moving and doing, right? To create our legacy, to leave our legacy, right? Right, Kalisha, you can't be mad. You know, you can't be mad because your sister is busy. Again, that goes back to you taking the time with yourself. You taking time with God, you know, your Most High and your ancestors, and really sitting down and listening to the inside of you on what it is that you need to do or what it is that you need to process. So, yes, Kalisha, we need space and time because, as we were stating earlier, we as women are emotional creatures, and a lot of times we don't know how to properly process our emotions, and we look outside instead of inward for someone to help us process our emotions. I have this book called The Power of Your Emotions. Let your feelings be your guide. Knowing how to process through that. What that looks like. What it looks like. Really holding that space. So entrepreneurship, right? Entrepreneurship and working. When you're an entrepreneur and when you're working, you really have to allow your sister to just process. You know, so when you allow your sister to process, and this thing is horrible, y'all. I'm working with my equipment. I'm working with this social media, but we're going to be great. So anywho, we're just going to come off the computer. So, entrepreneurship, right? Entrepreneurship and being busy. We as women, we always have a multitude of things that we do, where we involve ourselves in. What does that look like, right? What does it look like for you to hold space for your sister? And for you to help your sister grow in her career, whether that's on a job, whether that is entrepreneurship. How are you holding that space? How do you keep that space? You know, how do you keep that space open? How do you support your sister in growing within her business or growing within her job? What does that look like? So I kind of want to use example because I like to share experiences. I've had friends. Me and my sister Tish was talking yesterday because we were talking. We was figuring out. Like what's the next steps in my business, right? In Pure Wisdom. What does that look like realistically? So we were building and I sat down and I listened, right? Because again, you have to create that space to listen, to understand. You have to listen because your sister will receive insight that you may not receive. Your sister may be able to give you something that you never thought of. So when you create that space for your sister to be able to share with you what she has heard and what she's listening to, it helps you grow. It catapults you. So Tish, we were talking the other day about growing Pure Wisdom and kind of shifting things in a new perspective, in a new direction. And it was in line because when you shared the different things from yourself of what you felt in changing the direction. It was what I felt on the inside. It was what I heard, right? So we were in divine alignment. But I had to take that time to listen. I had to take that time to listen to our Most High and our ancestors. And I had to take that time to listen to you. So I just shut up, right? Many times we just need to shut up. Just shut up and just keep listening. The most important thing is listening. Not listening to respond, but listening to understand. Because when you listen to understand, you begin to grow. Right? And that's on all levels. So what can you do? I'm gonna pose a question. As a sister, right, sharing is definitely caring, sis. Sharing is caring. So what does that look like for some of you individuals? How do you hold space for your sister? How do you hold space? What do you do? What are some healthy ways? Share with me. How do you hold space so I can share with you if it's healthy or not? Because we're talking about being healthy and holistic. What does that look like? I'm sorry, I got someone coming to my home because, again, I still be working. Like, after this live, I got to do photo shoot with my board members of my nonprofit. So we got a lot of things going on. What does that look like for you sisters? Me and my sister Tish was talking about just having that holistic space. And that holistic space is listening. That's the most important thing, and that's all I'm hearing is listen. Just listen. You don't know. You're not going to know everything. So creating that space for your sister to heal. Entrepreneurship. Working. School. Education. We are multifaceted women doing many things at one time. And realistically, that is a recipe for disaster. We were taught staying busy produce results. Wrong. Wrong. When you sit with yourself, there you go, Kalisha, sitting by a lake, on the beach, to just relax your mind, out here in nature. You see how these beautiful trees are blowing? Like, I love it. I love it. And just paying attention. I shared something just a minute ago. I was out on a nature trail. Yeah, patience, sis, patience. But I was on the nature trail, and nature spoke to me. And it said, I heard, because I listened. Here's a toast. I wrote it down. I wrote it down. It said, here's a toast to the signs that we give you. May you not neglect them. Nature speaks, right? And if you pay attention, you can hear it. You can see the signs. We were talking on IG on a little earlier about getting forewarned of different things, getting a glimpse of what it looks like of things, for you to be able to be proactive and act accordingly. Because many times we are presented situations, experiences for us to grow. That's what life is about. To learn, evolve, and grow. And we have people that comes into our lives at different times of our lives to shake us up. I like to say that. Shake us up, right? Turn us upside down. And really, really, really make us look at ourselves. Because the most important thing about us as women, again, we burn the candle at both ends, and we don't sit down and we don't take the time to just listen. We don't take the time to just be. We don't. We really don't. So, knowing what sisterhood looks like, Sisterhood is all about listening. Sisterhood is all about loving unconditionally, not being judgmental. If your sister is going through something, it's not your space and place to tell her what it is that she needs to do. It is your space and place to assist her through and hold her accountable. Because we all know what it is that we are to do. We just don't want to do it. Or we feel fearful, or we feel like we're not enough to get it done. When everything that we have is inside of us. And when you attach to that soul connection, as me and my sis stated earlier, you tap into who you are. You tap into your essence. Just like you're saying. Love and compassion. Unconditionally. Holding that space. I can't say it enough. Holding that space for your sister to just be authentic. Whatever that looks like. And also holding her accountable. Holding her accountable. When you hold your sister accountable, it ain't pretty. Healing is not pretty. Anyone that tells you that healing is this is so pretty, beautiful process, they're telling you a lie. It's not. It's crying. It's not crying. It's being angry. It's screaming. It is all of those things. And processing. So, holding that space to just be your sister holding you accountable. Not telling you what you want to hear. Telling you what you need to hear. If your sister is sugarcoating for you, that's not your sister, baby girl. That's not. Your sister hold that space for you. I want to go back to my sister Tish. Tish, you held me accountable on something. You actually gave me a deadline. And I listened. You sat down and you listened, right? And when you listened, you said, hey, listen. I received this from the inside of me. I received this timeline. You are to do this and have this done by this date. Right? And I was scared as shit. I was nervous. Because I didn't know, okay, how I'm going to do this? We don't know. But I trusted because I knew what it is that I needed to do. And you confirmed that. So, with that confirmation, the amazing thing I love about it, because we are a true sacred sister circle and we are in alignment, it happened on the day that you gave me. That timeline. Right, I did it. You held me accountable and I pushed through. Regardless of what that looks like, regardless of how fearful you are, regardless of how scared. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Simple. We create our lives to be so complicated and complex when it's simple. The basic living of life. So you have that sister to hold you accountable. God is amazing, sister. I promise you. And with that accountability, on the other side of it, man, my life is great. God is love, and everything around me is beautiful. Everything around me is beautiful. So I'm grateful for my sister for holding me accountable. Do you have a sister? Anyone that's watching and listening, do you have a sister that is holding you accountable? Not telling you what you want to hear, but telling you what you need to hear to help you grow. Do you have that sister that's holding you accountable? If you do not have that sister, I need for you to reevaluate your circle. Go back to the conversation me and my sister was having on Instagram. Everyone comes in your life. There is no by accident. Everything is on purpose, with purpose, for our highest good. So, what does that look like? Are you allowing the outside distractions to overcrowd? Do you allow those actions to overcrowd you? Do you allow those distractions and that outside noise to drown out your inner essence? Do you allow that? I'm asking questions. Chime in on me. Chime in with me. Talk to me. I don't want to do all the talking. I want you guys to talk to me too, because this is our round table. I'm going to try this. This thing will work for me one day. But are you listening? Are you holding your sister accountable? Are you being honest? Are you being authentic and transparent? Are you? Hi, Auntie Ange. Love you, baby. But yeah, so are you doing that? Are you holding your sister accountable? What does accountability look like? I'm going to just say this, right? Because God is good, man. God is love. And though I can't get my sister on this live, on this Facebook, it's okay because we're still interacting in our comments, you know. But experience. So I have a sister that has come to see me, right? And there were many different experiences, many different distractions to try to deter her from being here, right? And it was for purpose because she needed to be here to continue to grow. Well, my sister walked through the door and she come with all her stuff. So, again, we pushed through that fear because just last night I was talking to my other sister, not Tish, but I was talking to my other sister, and just last night she was a little fearful, like, oh gosh, I don't know if I need to come, and she was just thinking of all of these things that coulda, woulda, and why not? She's here. Divine alignment, man. I love it. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, Most High. Thank you, God, you know, for keeping us aligned. We are on the right path. I'm challenging you today and every day going forward. How do you hold that authentic relationship for your sister? How do you hold that space? How do you hold that space for your sister? What does that look like for you? Huh? I mean, like, really, what does that look like for you? Kalisha, you said, I'm going to go back and read through the comments. So, self-care, right? Self-care and sisterhood is all about self-care too, because when you self-care for yourself, you show your sister by example what it looks like to properly self-care. So, Kalisha, when you said sitting by a lake on the beach or out here in this nature to relax, honey girl, that's me. That is me all day, every day. Like, that is my lifestyle. Like, that's what keeps me sane. That's what keeps me genuinely nice, right? So, I have friends that say, oh, you too friendly. No, I'm not too friendly because I sit and I talk with people, and then, you know, I create that space of love. I hold that center of love without being judged, without judging. So, yeah, I'm friendly, but when I come home in my house, it's me. I'm happy. I'm nice. You know, I'm loving. We're in a traumatized society, and we have a lot of angry, suppressed, and oppressed people. Be happy. And if you're not happy, change the situation. Find your sister that's going to hold you accountable to change your situation from you being miserable and misunderstood to peaceful and protected. Right? So that's what it looks like. Now, that time for yourself, drinking infused water with infused health benefits. Health is wealth. If your temple, thank you for that, Kalisha. That goes into our next conversation, our next topic. So, health is wealth. And Tish, you kind of helped me with this process too of just being healthy. So, my sister Tish is vegan, and I'm pescatarian. Right? I might eat a little bit of chicken every once in a while, you know, sometimes, but for the most part, seafood. And then I take a break from seafood because we as women and as individuals, literally, we are what we eat. So I can't eat too much seafood because I don't want to be smelling like seafood, right? We got to smell like some fresh pineapples or some cherries, whatever. But really, you know, health is wealth. When you take care of the inside of you, you know, changing your diet. When you change your diet, society has made us to believe that meat is our source. And that's not necessarily true. Because I know this to be true. Animals are butchered. And the same way animals in the kingdom of life, we are species. The animals that's out here in nature, they're butchered. They have chromosomes, they have genetics, they have DNA, cells, molecules, compounds. And everything is energy. So when these animals are butchered, they're slaughtered. They are literally slaughtered, you know, and whatever emotion that animal felt being slaughtered, when you eat it, you feel it. So you have to be mindful of what it is that you eat, right? I have the book Sacred Woman, Queen of Fu. She's Erykah Badu's spiritual mother, and she's such a powerful lady. Sacred Woman, if you don't have the book, I suggest you get the book. It is a woman's Bible. It teaches you everything you need to know about yourself as a woman from the inside out. From how you eat, how you care from your womb. Remember, your womb. Do you understand the power of your womb? Do you really understand the power of your womb? Your womb is your center. Your womb is life. When you care for your womb cares for you. So what does it look like caring for your womb? Eating the right things. Fruits, veggies. Raw, preferably. You know, not too much fried. And then also being mindful that, you know, another thing, being mindful of what you eat. Because we as women, we have a monthly, right? We have monthly menses, the health word. We have monthly menses. And I know this to be true. When you change your diet, your menses change. A lot of women deal with fibroids and, you know, reproductive issues, challenges. Change your health, your womb changed for you. So when I changed my lifestyle of eating, right? I was, and this is very raw, this uncut. I was a heavy. I flowed extremely heavy, right? Well, when I changed my diet, my flow changed. I became lighter. Now, this is something that I have studied, but in other cultures, in other hemispheres, women don't have menses. It's a cleansing effect because of all of the things that we put in ourselves. But when you truly operate from a health is wealth, your menses literally change. So that's a gem for you. You change, you cleanse your womb, you cleanse your life. Anyone want to talk about womb care? Anything about womb? Another thing is, like, a lot of women don't know, like, you don't supposed to douche. That's not healthy. It's not. Your body is natural. Your body is its own healing mechanism. Only thing your job is to do is to feed it what it's supposed to have so that it can heal. Kalisha, right. Telling you what you want to hear. No, we ain't sugarcoating. I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to be raw. Like, you might not like it. And even with, like, you know, with my clients, a lot of times, because when my clients come, I interact with them on the level that they're at, you know, and the verbiage come out in different ways and however they speak or their verbiage is. But I don't sugarcoat it. So just holding that person accountable and but helping them understand, hey, you know, this is what it is that you're supposed to do. You're doing it this way, or, you know, I would suggest that you do it that way. So really, sisterhood. Sisterhood is about holding that space. Sisterhood is about healing. When you heal from the womb, you heal your life. When you hold that sacred space for your sister, you hold in love. When you're operating out here in society, act and move in a space of unconditional love, regardless of who wronged you. We are a very traumatized society that's operating from trauma. It's enough traumatized individuals out here. We need more people to spread love and light. Will you be that one to spread love and light? Pure Wisdom wants to hold you accountable. I can't do it by myself. And as we see in our world today, it's needed. So, with us talking about sisterhood, I want to bridge into having the authentic sisterhood and that sacred sister circle. When you have that, you're able to sustain our men. Our men are our strength. Our men is our foundation. We are to lead and we are to act from a place of love. When we hold that space for our sisters, we're able to authentically hold that space for our brothers. Our society is so broken, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge our culture, the black culture. Racial injustice is real. A lot of brutality is happening on all levels. I don't like to necessarily pinpoint one particular thing, because we all are one and we all are mass. And when I say mass, it's MASS. So when one hurt, we all hurt. But particularly our black culture. And our black culture is toxic. Our black culture is tainted. But how do we really heal our culture? It goes back to holding that space of love. We can talk about many things and, do many different things. I will say even we doing protests, we're having marches, we're doing speaking engagements, we're holding space for us to heal. But the sad part about it is that space that we're holding to heal is not a pure, unconditional love space. It's still a space of trauma. So how do you hold that space authentically? What does that look like? And I've actually kind of toiled with myself on what it is that I could do. Pure Wisdom, another chance. What is it that I can do for my people? The people that look like me. And the response that I received was, continue to change you and be the example. Because it starts with one. And if we have enough one individuals, we'll have a whole collective. So changing the trajectory of our trauma. Knowing and understanding our history. Our history is past. We can't live there. We can't change that. We can only move forward. And our problem is we're stuck. And we're holding on to the things of the past. The past have came and the past has went. We can't continue to consistently look at our past to change our future. And I'm going to use this as an example why you can't necessarily use history. Look at our lives, right? Let's look at us as individuals, right? We come from trauma environment. I've studied psychology. We have environmental circumstances that raise us. We have genetic DNA that is still in us. But if we stay stuck on what we were, you will never come who you are to be, because you're stuck on who you were. How do you change that? You change you. You focus on the present moment, and you focus on a place with love. Now, when you hold that space of love, love uplifts and love changes all. Now, I need for every individual to know and understand this too. Life is about polar opposites. You can't have one without the other. Light, dark, positive, negative, north, south, day, night. It's a given. Good, bad. It's a perception. It's a perception. So, when you remove the prejudged perceptions, you're able to heal in the present moment. Our problem as a society, we are stuck. And it's true. We are stuck. Yeah, all of these things are happening. But knowing and understand that everything always happens for your highest good. Regardless of how bad we paint it. I don't like the labels and the words, because words create reality. So if you change your mind, you change your life. If you change your words, you change your reality. Simple. It's not simple for people that's stuck and stagnant. But it's simple for individuals who operate from a space of love. Because love is universal. And love is our foundation. And we are to love others the way God and our Most High Creator love us. We look at our environment. You look at outside, nature. There are times when it rains, right? There are storms. And we need those storms to grow those trees. There are times when the sky is beautiful and blue. We need those beautiful skies to remind us that it's always a brighter day. So, knowing that life has polar opposites, I challenge my community. I challenge my community to move outside of hurt and trauma and really operate from a space of love. Never mind the people who's battling, because remember, we all have a battle that we're fighting, and people project their battles onto you. So, do you fight someone else's battle, or do you hold that space of love so that they can heal? Change a life, you change the world. Change starts with you. Change begins with one. And knowing and understanding we all are one, we're able to change our trajectory. So, I challenge my community. I have a lot of Caucasian and different nationality of friends. And I love my friends. And my friends love me. Like, for real. I have, like, honestly, like, realistically, like, I get a lot of love and support from my friends on the other side. And it's not even the other side, because we're all a one. But I get love. Why? Because I hold a space of love. So, being too friendly. Being too friendly. No, I'm not too friendly. I'm holding that space of love. And when I come home, I shut the whole world off. I shut the world off, and I take my time to be with me and my family. So, anyone want to share any insight, inspiration, love, comments, any questions? I've shared a lot with you guys today, and I feel like it was very informative. I've given you a lot of gems. I've given you a lot of gems. I've given you a lot of pure wisdom. But yeah, what does that look like? What does that look like for you? Holding space of love, because that's what it's about. Sisterhood. Sisterhood is about allowing each other to grow. And when we allow each other to grow, we're able to hold a sturdy foundation for our men. Because we as women, we're here, right? The earth is a woman. The earth reproduces, right? So we as women, we hold. Thank you, Maddie Moo. But we hold that space. We hold that space of love, right? We are women, right? This is the earth. We are women, right? So when we hold that pure foundation of love, and when we plant that seed, those seeds of fertile reproduction, you're able to hold that same foundation for our men. Our men are hurting, regardless of what nationality, regardless of what race, creed, or color. Our men are hurting. And I did a topic. Actually, I think that was my first topic, roundtable discussion, or the second. Kalisha, I'm not sure, but you was there. From Boys to Men. Yeah, that was deep. That was deep. So our men, we got to hold that space. I am holding us women. Oh, okay, baby, no worries. Hi, Sosa. Hi, son. S-U-N. But, yeah, we as women are the foundation. Just as the earth is our foundation. When you water the earth properly, it flourishes. It reproduces. Look at the trees. Look at the sun. It's a beautiful day. Because we're pouring into. That's just like us as women. When we pour into each other as a sacred sisterhood community, we hold that space for our men to grow. But these men have to be held accountable, just like we holding our sisters accountable. Agreed. Ooh, Kalisha, I love that. Everyone isn't going to love you and understand that. Understand that everybody is not going to love you, baby. That is true. Experience. Very fresh experience for me. Dealt and interacted with some people, and I know they don't like me. I don't care. I don't care if they like me or not. I'm still going to be me. You know what I mean? I'm still going to be me. So, I don't have to deal with you. But I still love you. Again, exactly, Kalisha. If you fail, try again. Because people only interact with you from their level of understanding and their level of trauma. And their level of life. So, just again, going back to holding that space. Holding that space, we properly heal. Remember, women, we are the foundation. It is our sacred sister circle that expands. Expansion. Expand. That's all I hear is expansion. When you create that sacred space, you're able to expand and evolve. So, holding that space for our men. Women, we have to be accountable. We have to hold each other accountable. We have to be honest. We have to be raw. We have to be transparent. And we have to hold that space of love. And we have to listen. And most importantly, while we're doing that, and while we're building that healthy relationship with each other, we're creating that space for our men. Our men to heal. But again, remember, accountability is key. You have to hold our men accountable. So if he's not acting as a king, check him. It is our responsibility as the foundation. We so fixed on our issues and our problems that we forget about our men, or everyone is operating from their trauma, that we're forgetting about each other. Love is universal. And regardless if they don't love you, love them anyway. Most importantly, so I'm going to go to the comments. And Tish says, we have to have knowledge of self. Most importantly. Again, how can you hold a space if you're not sure of you? You can't operate from unconditional love. Your love is tainted. Tainted love. Unconditional love. Holding that space. Creating that space of unconditional love. Because when we operate from a tainted space and a trauma space, we create chaos and we operate from a place of dysfunction. So, hold that space of authentic and unconditional love regardless of who don't love you. Self-care. When you love you, you're able to love everyone else. Big, big, big gem. Do you love yourself? Can you look in the mirror right now? I'm looking at myself on this video. Like, I see the comments, but I see me, right? I'm looking at myself and I love me. I love every aspect of me. The good, the bad, the ugly, the great, because every individual has a shadow of themselves. The lower aspects. You have to acknowledge that, bring that up and out, and still operate from a place of unconditional love. So, self-care, authenticity, self-healing is work. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Kalisha says, mental health care for yourself and or family doesn't make you weak. Yes! I need a therapist, man! I want a therapist. Like, I have my sister is my therapist, you know, but I want to be able to go and sit on somebody's couch like I have people come sit on mine. I want that, you know. But in the meantime, between times, while I'm doing that, while I'm waiting for that right person, because you have to understand therapeutic relationships. I have certifications in these things. Therapeutic relationship has to be an equal balance of give and take. An equal balance of understanding. An equal balance of sacred space. Equal balance of listening. So, a therapeutic relationship is not biased. A healthy therapeutic relationship holds space for you to heal. And therapeutic relationships listen. They don't listen to give you feedback. They listen to understand. And they relay what you're not speaking. That is a healthy therapeutic relationship. So, we are going to find us a therapist, sister. But in the meantime, between time, we're going to hold each other accountable. We're going to be each other therapy. You understand? Through the process. You know, because you have to have a special individual to be able to understand you without you speaking. Because power lies in the unspoken. Truth lies in the unspoken. So, if you listen to a person long enough, you're able to help them understand. You're able to help them see what it is that they're missing. You're able to bridge that gap and be that connecting link of the block that they're experiencing. So, yeah, hold space. Anyone have any comments? We've had a great time together. It's almost 1 o'clock. We are on time, and it's 12:55 to be exact. 5-5. Them angels are amazing, guys. I thank you for divine alignment. Ancestors, I thank you for covering, protecting us on this live, on this discussion. Father God, I thank you for providing me with the right words to say and to give to your people, for our community, for our society to heal and grow. If you don't have any type of questions or anything that you would like to say, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to start doing these roundtables a little more often instead of once monthly, so stay tuned to that. And then you're definitely more than welcome to join, to be a guest and be a part of it. You know, with our COVID-19 going on, we have a new normal. So I actually like the new normal, to be honest. Like, I love it. Because we as a society, we as a world need a time out. We need a time out from each other so that we can take care of us. Thank Thank you, Kalisha. There you go for our growth. So, our new normal. I'll see you on live again. Make sure you share this video because there are a lot of wisdom nuggets in it. I thank you guys, but I have to go to my next meeting with my board members, my other sister circle. So, you guys be blessed. Much love, light, many blessings. And you know how to reach me. You know how to find me. You can support me with Pure Wisdom, or you can support with Another Chance, a nonprofit. So, you guys be blessed. Enjoy this beautiful Saturday. And know that I love you, but most importantly, God loves you too. You guys be blessed.